HFUE process training video. Why you need additional safety training for the acid or the etchant work inside the clean room? Because acids or etchant used in the clean room are extremely hazardous. Many of them can cause the severe damage to the human tissue. You must be alert and cautious when using these chemicals to avoid all contact with them. We provide additional safety training for our clean user, and you could learn about the PPE, the fume hood operation, the chemical usage and storage, the waste disposal, the safety equipment, the treatment on the chemical spill, and also the necessary first aid measures during the training session. So when you follow the appropriate safety procedures during your process, your risk of injury will be minimized. Violation of the safety rules, you may receive the warning email, the suspension email from the staff. And if you are unsure about any procedure or you are unsure about your chemical, the conditions inside the clean room, you are not unsure the fume hood is safe or not safe for your chemical work there, welcome to contact me. And we could discuss those things in detail. What you need to know before your acid or etchant process in our clean room. Firstly, you need to submit your training request online. So here is a link and instructions. So you can follow this one to submit your training request online. And also you need to know what chemical we provided inside the clean room. So this table here is list what acid we provide in clean room. So which is usually we will start in the room 359. And this table here is list what metal etchant we provided inside the clean room. And if you need to work with those chemicals, which is MicroFab supplied chemicals, and staff usually will provide you SOPs, SDS, and related safety materials. You need to read them carefully before you attend the training. We will also have a training video. You also need to watch that training video online. And if you need to work with other acids or etchant in the clean room, not listed here, and please follow instructions below. Like you need to submit your chemical request online and let the staff know what chemical you plan to work with inside the clean room. And you need to read SDS carefully. You need to know what bakers you need to work with, what chemical can be stored together, what chemical cannot be stored together there. And also provide a detailed SOP regarding how to choose your PPE and how to perform the work in appropriate fume hood, and how to prepare your etchant, and how to dispose your chemical waste after your work, and also including the immersive procedure. And now we will talk about how to do our acid process. So what procedure I need to follow? Step one, firstly, you need to make sure the fume hood is in the working condition. So like there have the green light is on, no red light, no alarm. If you hear the alarm of the fume hood when entering the lab, and please leave immediately and report it to staff. It may have issue with exhaust light of that fume hood, or may have the issue with exhaust light with all the fume hood in the lab. And also check the surface of the fume hood before you work with it and make sure there's no liquid, no spill there. And if you find there have any spill and no liquid, you can also check that with the staff. And confirm the waste container will not be filled to the top, and do not overfill the waste container. For some fume hood, we have the backup waste container, some maybe not. And you need to check that one with staff if you are not sure where to find them. And also if needed, and you can wear the PPE to check the waste container label there. And also make sure you know the location of the immersive exits. So we have two on the hallway of the clean room, the third one in the 359. And also you should know the safety equipment where it's stored in that lab, including the emergency shower, wash station, first aid kit, HF first aid kit, spill response kit, and also fire extinguisher. We usually keep the two of the spill response kit in the hallway of the clean room, and we have eye wash station and emergency shower in each lab, which have the chemical usage inside it, and also have a first aid kit in each lab, and have the HF first aid in the HF area, and also have the backup is in the spirit science kit. And if there's a logbook, you need to log your usage in the paper logbook. And also you can place several of the clean wipe on the table before your work. So those wipe will be helpful when you need to dry your gloves, dry your beakers after work, and also you need to place it into the fume hood, and to dry your sample after at work, you need to place a several one before you wear the acid gloves. And also you can get your sample, your pinzer, your timer from your toolbox and from your second containers, and place them on the table, prepare there, and for acid work. And also for all the acid work, we need the body and stay in the same lab with you together. And if there have any accident during your work, the body can help you and to the emergency shower at your station, or can help you to call 911. We have two supplies rack for the PPE in 359. One is near the nanostrip fume hood. We provide the user with face shield, apron, gloves, and also blue booties. We also have another supplies rack for the PPE, so which is near the other S fume hood. We also supply the face shield, apron, gloves, and blue booty. You can use any of them for your process, and if you need to heat up your chemical, they also have a hot plate in 359 for your work. Now we'll learn how to wear the PPE for your wet etch process. Firstly, we wear the blue booties, and you should find them on supplies rack. We provided 2 sets of them in the 359. And next we wear the yellow apron. And for every atom, you should check the outside and also inside of these atoms and make sure there's no liquid, there's no chemical residues. And you could tie to front. It will be more easier for you to remove it later. Next, we need to wear the face shield, and you could lose it first and then wear it. So now we also wear the face mask. If you feel it's really foggy on this face shield, and when you wear both safety glasses and face shield, you can take off the glasses and only wear the face shield. And then you adjust it to the correct position and then tighten it. And next, we wear these gloves. And the gloves we provide the size 7, 8, 9, and 11. Make sure check the size first and choose the part size and for your usage. And then we need to use a nitrogen gun to blow it and to check every finger. Make sure it's no leak, it's no holes in the fingers of the gloves. And then we can wear it. It's better outside of the sleeve of your apron, and also it's better have like the 1 inch cuff there, and make sure if there have some liquid on your gloves, it will hold in that cuff, not go directly to your clean room gown. And now you're ready to do your wet etch process. Next, we will find the beakers and the sample dipper for our process. We store them in this cabinet in 359. And for the HF BOE, and you should use the plastic beaker or the Teflon beaker for your process. For the nanostrip and like the nitric, phosphoric, you can use the glass beaker for your process. We also provide a 3-size sample dipper for your process. You could choose that one, depends on your sample size. And after you grab them from this cabinet, remember to close it. So now we will do the HFBE process. Firstly, we place a wipe there. We have our sample tweezer and also timer there. If you have logbook, log your usage on that paper logbook. So we have 2 beakers and with a plastic beaker for the HFBE process. And now we grab our sample dipper and place our sample on top of it. So you can choose the sample dipper according to your sample size. And also we're using this Teflon tweezers with HFBOE process if you need to contact with any chemicals during here. Next, we lift up these windows here. And also double check, make sure this is HFBOE film hood. Make sure the flow meter always have the green light is on there. And now we can place our beakers and sample inside the film hood. They have a second container inside it. We can place them in that second container. We have the one beaker for the chemical, one beaker for DI water. The white switch is for DI water. You need to open, close by yourself. So first we rinse the both beaker with the DI water. And then we fill this large beaker with the DI water inside it. And we can have the half beaker filled with DI water. And now we need to put HF or BOE inside it. So today for the training sessions, we will use the BOE to etch the silicon dioxide on top. Make sure your liquid can cover your sample. We store the HF BOE in the cabinet underneath the film hood. Left side is for the HF 49%, right side is for the BOE. And also do not open a new bottle unless there have an existing bottle is already completely empty. We put the BOE bottle into the film hood, carefully open it, and slowly pull the BOE into the small beaker and make sure it can cover your sample surface. It's better to not over the half of the beaker when you have the chemicals inside it. And then we cap it and put it back to the cabinet. If you find there have any liquid on your gloves and you need to rinse it with DI water, dry it before your next step. We put the chemical beaker next to the water beaker and we prepare our timer. We put our sample dipper into the BOE beaker. Make sure your sample is immersed into the liquid, not is float on the surface. And then we start our timer. For our BOE solution, which we provided in the clean room, the etch rate for silicon dioxide is around the 80 nanometers per minute on the room temperature. And when it's almost done there, so we transfer the sample dipper from the BOE beaker to DI water beaker and rinse the BOE residue. Then we still need to use a running DI water to rinse the sample surface. Make sure there is no any BOE or HF, the chemicals on your sample surface before you blow it to dry. And then we could have one sheet of the clean wipe and place underneath your sample. using the machine gun to blow your sample to dry. And now you could use stainless steel tweezer when you blow your sample to dry. But when you need to contact with HF or BOE, you still need to use a Teflon tweezer. And then you could place your sample back to your sample container. Now, we go back to the film hood to dispose your chemical waste after your work. We have the HFBOE waste container just inside the film hood. And you should open the cover first. Then we dispose the BOE solution into the waste container. We also need to rinse it with the water. The first time, we still need to dispose this one into the waste container. For the rinse beaker, we also need to dispose into the waste container. And next, we can use this beaker to also rinse our sample dipper and rinse it 2 to 3 times. So this HF-BOE waste container is just to collect the HF and BOE we provided by the MicroFab. And if you have your special ratios like the HF containing chemicals, and you should have your waste container to collect them. So when you submit your chemical request, and staff will discuss with you in more details about your chemical waste disposal. So we rinse this BOE beaker for another 2 to 3 times. Then we could use a wipe to dry those beaker and also sample dipper. So we close the cap of the HF-BOE waste container. We clean the second container. There's no chemical liquid on this clean wipe, so we could dispose it to this regular trash can after cleaning. You also should find that they have a spring bottle, so this is for the HF neutralizer. It could be used if you have a small HF chemical spill in that second container. You can spring the HF neutralizer to your chemical spill and wait several minutes, and then we can use absorb pad to collect them, and later use the water to rinse the surface, collect them. You should find those absorbed pad, yellow bag, and also the labels from the hallway chemical pre-response kit. And now we could return these beakers and sample dipper to the cabinet where you get them. Remember to keep this door closed. And then we need to rinse our gloves after finish the HF-BOE process. Always remember to dry your gloves with a clean wipe. We have several accidents before as user remember to rinse the gloves but forget to dry the gloves after their work. And then they try to remove it and splash some liquid onto her face. And double check, make sure you already close the water switch. And after dry your gloves, you also can dispose this clean wipe to the regular trash can. And before you leave, close this window for the HFBOE fume hood. And now we could remove our PPE. Firstly, we remove the acid gloves, organize them like this way and put it back. Next, remove the face shield, loose it, and then remove it. Take off the apron. Last step, take off the blue booties. If you find any item is dirty, you could dispose it and report it to staff. If you need to leave your beaker with chemical in any fume hood here, we provided the chemical in use label. You could find it from the preparation table. Fill out information and make sure you come back, dispose your chemical waste, and when your process is done. And that is reusable, you can return it back to these holders here. We also provided a microscope in this lab, and you could use this one to check your patterns after etching process. Here is the HF emergency procedure, which is on the preparation table near the HF fume hood. If needed, you can follow instructions on this procedure. If you have any like the skin contact, eye contact, or isolation or injection when you use the HF. Next, we talk about the safety equipment. This is HF first aid kit. We stored it on the supplies rack. Here has HF SDS, BOE SDS, safety procedure, and the cabinet gel. If you need to use it, make sure it is not expired. It's not opened before. And also, if you use it, you also need to report it to me. I need to replace it with a new tube. And you can open it and use a sharp side. You can open it and then apply it to your affected area. If you have any HF containing chemical on your skin, remove the gloves and rinse with water, and then apply this cabinet gel. Every 15 minutes, apply it again until you see the doctor for the further treatment. And remember, bring the 1 copy of the SDS to see the doctor. Here also have emergency exit in 359. If you need to leave during emergency, you can leave from this side. We also have the first aid kit on the supplies rack, which is near the door of 359. Have the eye wash station and safety shower in this room. If you have the chemical spill in your eyes, on your face, on your hands, and you can use the eye wash station to rinse it. We can open it. They have water from both sides. Force your eyes to open. Rinse for 15 to 20 minutes. And after rinse, you need to close it. If you have the chemical splash on your whole cleanroom gown, you need to stand underneath the shower head here and pull this handle. They have water from top and rinse it. Now we could go to hallway, find this chemical spill response kit. This is a large yellow bucket. We have 2 of them in the hallway of the clean room. And we have all those atoms is inside it. It's including the neutralizer bottle, including absorbent pad, yellow bag, testing paper, and with labels, and also the backup for the cabinet gel. And now we can open it. And this pink one is absorbent pad. So you can use this one to collect all those neutralized liquid or after the water cleaning liquid. And then you can put all those materials into this yellow bag and write down the information on this label and put label on that yellow bag. And then tie this yellow bag and put into the back of the film hood. Report it to staff and I will collect it and that years to pick up it. And there also have other items can help you deal with some of the chemical spill. And if you need it, you can always find them in this yellow chemical spill response kit. And after your usage, and you can just close it. If you have any question about this process, welcome to contact Cleanroom staff.